Hello and welcome to another week in our garden. It's a lovely day today, a little bit of breeze, but it's fine. It's been a beautiful week. It's ripened all the pumpkins and the squashes, and it's bringing the tomato crops on well. And the main thing is it's keeping the blight away, which we're very pleased about. Now I have started lifting those potatoes, which I should take you down and show you those after we've done this little bit with the onions, and then we'll plant the garlic. It's time to get your garlic in. Remember, mid-September to mid-June. Or best way to think is the garlic follows the potatoes. Now I've been doing the onions, cleaning them, and I've just left a few to show you how I clean them ready for stringing. I have noticed they just need a little bit longer to really dry out and mature, and then maybe next week we'll string them. So I'll just show you what I do. These are all the ones I've already done, then I put them in these crates, and then if the weather changes it's easier to put those back in the shed so they don't get wet, but they're just not quite dry enough yet. But I'll show you what I do to clean them. This is as they come out the ground. It's drying out nicely. Then what I do is I tease the roots level, and I get the scissors and cut them off, cut the roots off. Don't cut them too tight, else you'll break the skin at the bottom and then they'll start to go rotten. And then all I do is I just take the loose leaves off. Well, they're not leaves, but the loose bits off. Like that, look. I just take that off. I don't do much else. I just go around the top, tidy that. At this stage that's enough. Then I just pull on the leaves, and if it comes off, that's what we'll do. You see this one's broken, so we can actually take that off. I don't skin them back too much, that'll do, because that'll come off, you'll find, when we're stringing it anyway. Now this one, it's what we call a bull neck, that's actually tried to flower early, blown if you like, and the neck is really thick, so that one, although I've just roughly cleaned it, will go and be used straight away. It's no good trying to store that, it won't store. Just show you one more, a red one this time. Just tease those roots down. Sometimes there's a lot of soil on the roots, but you just tease them down and cut them off. You're not preparing them for showing or anything, so there's no need to be too clean, but just be clean enough for storage. You just rub them, it comes off. I don't do no serious peeling. If it wants to come off, I take it off. If not, I leave it. There you are, look. And then I just pull that end off. And that's how I keep them at this stage. When we start to string them, we'll actually shorten that a little bit, and then we'll be able to put them on the strings. But that's another week. But they're not, you could do them, but if you just feel there's just that little bit of damp in there, it's best just to leave them to dry out properly. There's some of the dirt that was on it, but you think you'll find when we go to string it, this bit of onion skin here will probably come off anyway. Now that's what I do to the onions at this stage. Remember, watch out for the thick neck or the bull neck and use those straight away. Perfectly good onion, but it won't keep. Right, we'll leave this for a moment. I'll finish those few later on. We'll go down to where the potatoes are and show you what I've dug, and there's just 2 or 3 I've left to still dig up. and then we'll see if we can get that garlic in. Now we've come down to the potato patch, and I've lifted quite a few. I've left about 4 to lift with you so you can see how we lift them. Now we know we didn't get any blight because we cut the tops off before the blight came on the tomatoes, but we'd had previously that maybe 5, 6, maybe more blight warnings, and I kept an eye on them, and there was no blight on the potatoes, but we've still got quite a few that are rotten. I think that's probably blackleg. I did see 1 or 2 pieces of blackleg in it, and I did try to pull them all out, but obviously I missed a few. I'll just show you the ones we've lost. Ones that we've lost in the Desiree, they're quite rotten. You might just get 1 potato on a root with the rot on, the rest were fine. But I did notice the potatoes, or a majority of them anyway, have got a good size on them. So it looks like the rain came just at the right time to bring them up. Quite pleased with them, little disappointed in the amount, but the size and the quality, that's fine. Now I have left, I think there's 4 roots here just to dig up with you. These are King Edwards, and let's see what we've got. I usually manage to put the fork through 1 or 2, so just bear with me. We get well underneath, give them a good shake, and then we'll go through them and see if there's any rotten ones. I don't think there is, because normally when they break the surface, if there's a rotten one in here, you can usually smell it. I can't smell it this time, but it doesn't mean to say there's not 1 or 2 rotten. Good size, and I don't know if you can see, but not a lot of slug damage at all. I'm quite pleased with that. Lots of small ones, but you do get a lot of small ones with King Edwards anyway. But this size, that's a good seed potato, so we won't be wasting. You see, there's quite a few. Lovely potato ground this is. Little bit of slug damage on that one, look, but that can easily be cut off. We'll take these small ones out. Remember, always take your small ones as well. Nearly there now. Yeah, 1 or 2 little ones, I'll throw those on the path. I'll just dig again to see if there's any more. I think we've got it. Yes, we've got that one. No, no, 1 more. Look. When I've finished lifting and we've cleared the plot, I shall start at one end and fork through it all again, because you can always guarantee you've missed some. Right, I'll just turn this little bit of soil and then come to where the potato is, just in case there's any strays in there. Nice piece of land that is. There we go, and then see if I can do it without spearing any. Far under as I can get, and then shake it. Then we can lift them and put them just there. Again, quite a few potatoes on it, but not the biggest. Again, I can't smell anything. It's just a bit of slug damage on that one. If you can try and knock a little bit of the dirt off while you're lifting them. This one don't look very good. No, it's fine. It's just wet. That one's wet as well, isn't it? They're fine. Bit of slug damage on that one. Again, get the small ones out. There it is, look. That's completely rotten. You see, and it smells awful. So I'll throw that on the path, and that can go to the incinerators. But none of those have been touched. That's what makes me think it's blackleg. If it was blight, they would have all been like that. Right, I'll just dig these other two up and show you how many King Edwards we've got. That's the row done. Not so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potatoes went in the row, so that's not a bad return. There was 6 in this last route that were rotten. Now we'll stop filming for a little while I get all these potatoes lifted and put into the tubs, ready for going up to the shed, and then I shall sort all through them again and put them in Hessian sacks when they've dried out a little. I just mentioned to tell you that I don't wash these. By the time you've handled them into the tubs, took them up to the shed, took them out of the tubs into bags, etc., most of the dirt comes off. That's why we leave them out in the fresh air. No more than about 2 hours though, because you'll finish up with all green potatoes if you do that. That's not good. So we'll get them in the tubs, put a bag over them for now, and we'll get this garlic planted. Now that's the potatoes gathered in. I'm quite pleased with it. We've had better years, but that'll do nicely. I'll make about 5 bags for us. I'm just going to cover them up with some of these Hessians just to keep the full sun off them. Put one over that box. Now they'll be alright just there now until we've planted the garlic, and then I'll bring the barrow down later, take them up, and then I shall sort through them all again before I bag them in the shed. The thing is now to keep them cool, and this is not the ideal weather for keeping potatoes cool. Let's go and plant some garlic. Right, I'm making the holes for the garlic. I'm using the good old bulb planter to save a lot of time. About 4 inches, plenty. What you'll find with garlic, that if you put it in shallow, it'll pull itself deep, and if you put it in deep, it'll push itself up to where it needs to be. They always self-adjust. So about 4 inches and it'll be quite happy. Right, these are the holes ready for the garlic. This is the first 3 rows. Now the soil that we've put these garlic in is what we had the second early potatoes. Now it was fertilised for those potatoes, and so that's enough left in there for the garlic. You don't need a lot of fertiliser on your garlic. Just put them in, I'll show you how, and just leave them alone. Let them have a nice cold winter, then next June, mid-June, we'll lift them and you'll have your nice garlic. We are using our own garlic. I can't tell you the name of it, we've had it that long, but this white one is one that we dug up last year that was just in the corner of the garden. I don't know where it came from, but it was very nice, so we're putting this one in as well. I just want to show you these nice big fat cloves is what we're after. If they're very small, then use them straight away, but the nice big fat ones we need to plant. So these are them. These are the ones that we plant every year. Just put them that way up in that hole, about 3 or 4 inches deep. Cover them up and that'll do. I'll go along and drop some in, and then I'll do each line with a trowel to fill up. I find that easier and a little bit quicker. Just remember to try and get them the right way up when you put them in, the pointy bit at the top, and that's it. Just put them in. Nothing special. Except for I can't get this one in. That's it. If I hold it by the point, I can. There you are. The soil is very dry, but I do believe there's some rain coming over next week, so we'll leave them and let the rain wash them down. They'll be fine. I'll just go down with the trowel. Remember to loosen the sides because we've used the bulb planter. Just a case of going round now. Just loosen them down. Give them a pat, that's it. Now normally you put the label on as well, but we haven't brought one down, so I'll have to fetch one. There you are, look. That's the easiest way to put them in. Just pat them if you wish. Now remember, no fertiliser, there's plenty in this ground for these to grow. I'll get these sorted and then I'll come back to you. That's 3 rows of garlic in, be about 30 in there. That should be enough for us. Now just before we go, we thought we'd show you the pumpkins. They've all coming into colour now with this nice bit of sunshine. It's brought them all nicely. And the butternut squashes are all turning now. getting some nice sun on them, and they'll turn into this lovely colour, and they'll harden. You just keep checking the skins to make sure they're hardening, and they are hardening now. We'll just wait for these stems to go brown and then be able to harvest them. As you can see, the beginning, it won't be long now. We'll just show you the blight resistant tomatoes. The sun's really brought them on, and also brought the flowers on a bit as well, and I can see bees all over there, so they're really doing their job. But there's tomatoes to be picked. We'll probably pick those tomorrow. We're going to be a bit busy for the rest of today. Now here I am, an old thorn stood in the flowers. But that'll be it for this week. Thank you for watching. Many thanks for subscribing, we do appreciate it. So we need to look next week at stringing those onions and getting the rest of the harvests in, and let's hope the weather holds so we can do it. So take care everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.